Uživo sada idemo u Khan Yunis u Gazi. Tamo je novinar Mansour Shuman. Mr. Shuman, welcome to the program. In Gaza, the Palestinian Red Crescent says its building in Khan Yunis has been hit by Israeli strikes again. What is happening now?
Yes, hello to you and your audience. On behalf of 2.3 million Palestinian civilians here, we want to thank you and thank the free people of the world in Europe and elsewhere for continually supporting the Palestinians here on the ground in all means. I'm in Khan Yunis in Nasser Hospital, and yes, you are right. The Israeli Defense Forces continue to target civil buildings here, including our hospital, including the Red Crescent. The Red Crescent was hit last week and was hit today twice. The Red Crescent is like the Red Cross. It is a humanitarian organization that is only there to serve medically the people who are in need, those who are injured, those who need long-term care. There is unfortunately no place safe here in Gaza, not even the hospitals.
U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken will visit Middle East this evening. This will be his fourth trip to the region since October 7th. Do you expect any change in their approach to the war?
I think until 2 days ago, negotiations were ongoing towards a permanent ceasefire. However, with the current right-wing extremist Israeli government led by Netanyahu, I think that they want to mislead their people right now after their failures, their miserable military failures here in Gaza. They want to try to save their own political places and now refocus on Lebanon, refocus on Iran, create this into a regional war, and try to suck the US and other European nations into helping them further their own personal agenda to avoid imprisonment. I hope that the US Foreign Minister Blinken, when he comes here, he realizes that the interests of the United States people, the interests of the world in general, are against what the Israeli government is pushing here in Gaza, in Palestine, and in the region, and they work immediately towards a permanent ceasefire, open all the borders, and allow the thousands of aid trucks to come in and help the millions of Palestinians here that need, after 90 days of suffering, a lot of support.
Meanwhile, fears of a regional war grew after the killing of Hamas's deputy leader Saleh el-Aruri in Lebanon. How do the people in Gaza react, and is there any concrete threats?
No one is safe in Gaza, not even the baby, not even the women, the elderly, the sick, the people who are going to church, the people who are going to the mosques, the priests, the imams. Like I do not know the situation, what is happening with Hamas itself, but all what I'm seeing around me, especially here in Nasser Hospital, every hour or so, strikes hit the area, and we see people murdered, injured, amputated, losing their eyesight, losing their ability to walk. And it's ever growing, especially here in the south. We've also received hundreds of cases from the north. Remember, the north right now is a disaster zone. The north has no operating major hospitals in the area. So all the focus, all the people are coming to the south, coming to Khan Yunis, including those who are injured and need long-term care. Yes, there are around 600,000 to 700,000 people still in Gaza City and in the northern area of Gaza Strip in Jabalia, Beit Lahiya, Beit Hanun. They are going through severe hunger and starvation, and they also need assistance as soon as possible. But honestly, the situation here on the ground is getting more and more difficult, and we immediately need the support of free people around the world to help as soon as possible.
Several Israeli lawmakers, including cabinet members, are pressing for so-called voluntary displacement of Palestinians from Gaza. What does it mean for people who cannot go out from Gaza Strip? Are you aware of the possibility of displacement?
So they're trying to do a repeat of what happened in 1948 and 1967 to our ancestors when they were in their own cities and towns inside what is now called Israel. They told them that voluntarily, please leave for 2 weeks, 1 month, after threats of violence, after threats of terrorism. And they said that once we get rid of these people, you can come back. So the people here, I think, have learned from history, and they are not going to listen to those calls for displacement. They are going to remain steadfast here in their land, in Gaza Strip. The regional countries around us also support this. They've already seen what happened to refugees across the decades that went to Lebanon, went to Jordan, went to Egypt, went to Syria, are now in exile across countries all around the world. So the people here are determined to stay where they are, despite the Israeli propaganda, despite what the Israeli media is trying to portray to the world.
Mr. Schuman, thank you very much for your time. Take care and stay safe. Thank you for speaking for Euronews.
Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Uživo iz Khan Yunisa iz Gaze za Euronews je govorio novinar Mansour Schuman.